Sup Team KBA, One Tech Traveler here. Now, whether you've just finished your season or in the final home stretch with the finish line and the season rewards in sight, then you might be starting to think about how you want to spend those tickets to get those all-important development, whether that's the current heroes that you have or targeting those heroes that you are eyeing. So in this video, we're going to talk about each of the groups lightly, and then more importantly, how you might want to split your tickets across the groupings, give some of my insights of how I personally dipped my own season tickets and the rewards and heroes that I landed, and then hopefully we'll be able to get you more developed and get you more stronger. So definitely stay tuned. Now I want to give a shout out to our Last Shelter partner sponsoring today's video, Leo's VIP Club. They're an awesome group that have run over 400 raffles, giving plenty in the Last Shelter community a much higher chance, more affordable and accessible way to land those base and APC skins. Now with the new Steam Fortress base skin landing, which gives a plus 10% training speed for fighters, you'll also find that currently in the newest raffles and available to purchase directly in his catalog. So if you are interested in learning more, you can check out Leo's VIP Club down in the video description below. Now before the season started, I actually did a video on the new season ticket groupings when it changed from 2 to 3, and with Retrograder and Lust being added into it. So if you want to learn a bit more about it, then you can check it out on my YouTube channel or on my website at onetechtraveler.com. But now that the season has finished, definitely I will say my own APCs have changed from the beginning of the season and my overall direction of hero development. So it's always nice to have a little refresher and something a bit more real time of how you might want to think about your own heroes and therefore the groups you want to dip those tickets in. Now this is going to kind of apply to anyone who ranks very low or someone who finished ranking well, like rank 1, or if you're on the faction. Is basically just gonna mean you have more tickets to give yourself a greater chance of landing the hero that you want. But it's really just the nature of the luck gods in Last Shelter who are shining down, making sure that they are either going to give you the heroes. So there's some elements of strategy to give you the heroes you want, and then maybe just avoiding if things aren't going well. So firstly, let's have a quick look at the group, shall we? So on the right, you'll see a screenshot of each of the groups flash up. First up, we have group 3, which are primarily around support heroes. So you're going to find the best across them, such as Wrath, Predator and Heaven's Redemption. Those are the 3 out of this smaller 8 hero grouping that is very lucrative and definitely the best ones across APC development and synergy. Shadow, Glutton and Hunk are also still very good and usable. Patriot being also usable in a more niche point of view, and then Lone Wolf kind of be the sticking point of not the great hero. So you still have a much higher chance of getting the better crop of heroes in this, but you want to dip into it for support heroes. Next we have group 2, focus around giving you the best damage dealers for vehicles, topped up evenly across the troop types. So we have Death Rider, Huntress and a Crusher for vehicles, Prophet, Siren, Iron Sentinel for fighters, and then a Koshé, Valkyrie, Rose Noir for shooters. So an even split, but in terms of the raw or like quality, it's definitely leaning towards vehicles. I'd say really dip into this either if you want Huntress or Death Rider in a good quality overall hero group, or if you're looking for a bit more stability, not getting that much good luck with good heroes, this one you're going to find is still going to give you good heroes that you can use, but that's mainly for damage dealers. Now when we get to group 1, this is going to kind of be a mix and more focused around those new heroes. So Lust and Retrograder appearing together, but they are paired alongside some of the strongest heroes in this game in terms of formation, and that is Kamikaze, Canoness, Sven specifically for force tiling, and then Nomad. Lust also being very highly rated, Organic as well, and Betrayed. The only sticking point will be Wanderer, but here if you are really targeting either of Kamikaze, Nomad, Retrograder, this is going to be a good sticking point. Definitely Canoness too, but honestly if you don't get the hero you want, besides Wanderer, you've got a really nice grouping here, so I think group 1 is going to be the most popular. Now, of course, if you don't have that many tickets, then you're going to have a bit of a dilemma how you want to split it. And also, if you have maxed heroes, that's also going to increase the risk factor a little bit. So if you want to go more, risk it for the chocolate biscuit, and then of course you can still dip into a drop because you really want a hero, and then just defy the odds and possibilities that you might be able to land them. So if you are, for example, going for Death Rider, he's pretty much the only one you want, and you kind of have a lot of these heroes maxed. If Death Rider is really the one you go for, then you could risk it, but if you have few tickets, you might be better off spending it in another group where you have no or less maxed heroes. If you are in a maxed hero dilemma where you have one or two in a group, then of course move to the other. But if you have maxed heroes across each of the groups like I did, then it's not really going to change anything. That's just going to be a risk. You could get duplicate of a maxed hero in any of the groups that you pick in. So for that, you pretty much just want to go for the group that you want the hero most. So for me, it was actually building up my my support heroes, which is any of Heaven's Redemption and Predator. Wrath would have been a nice pickup, but I don't have any copies of him, while I really wanted to work on Predator or Heaven's Redemption. I already had the max Glutton and some of these guys, so again I just decided to dip into it. If you get the maxed hero, it is what it is, but that's still going to be a fairly low possibility to getting at least any of these other heroes, besides like the not great heroes. As long as it's not a hero you already have maxed, then it's still going to be a good pickup. I ended up pulling in this group twice out of the 7 tickets I had, and I ended up getting 2 copies of Predator. So for me, that was a 10 out of 10 in terms of like my pickup from this group. So that was sweet. I ended up only spending 1 ticket in group 2, even though I actually have most of the heroes in this group, mainly because I had a max Huntress and Crusher. So even though it being slightly larger than group 3, I do have more maxed heroes in here, and I only really wanted Death Rider. So while the other heroes are cool to have, there's definitely other stronger heroes in another group. So I actually only dipped 1 ticket in here because Death Rider out of the 9 is obviously fairly low, plus Huntress and Crusher, that's going to add the probability of getting duplicates. I ended up getting Koshei, so still a solid pickup, gave me another dupe to at least open him up more, and at least I could say I tried getting Death Rider, but it just wasn't meant to be. And then finally we went to group 1, and group 1 was where I spent the most of my tickets in trying to get myself a Kamikaze, Nomad, and Canoness, while I already had a max Retrograder. So him and Wanderer were gonna sort of amp up the risk a little bit, but honestly any of the new heroes that I want to develop going forward, single copies of them, I'm still gonna be happy with because the quality in here are good. So spent 4 tickets in this one, ended up getting 1 Nomad, 1 Canoness, 1 Lust, and 1 Betrayed, which overall return was good. Still couldn't get that Kamikaze, but I tried 4 tickets. If it's not meant to be, not meant to be. But I didn't get a duplicate of Retrograder, who is maxed, and I didn't get Wanderer. So for me, in my eyes, that was actually very successful. Overall returns, I was very happy with my pulls. If you are not getting good luck and you're spending a couple tickets into a group, so I think in this group I did Betrayed and then Nomad Canoness, I decided to then go off to another group just to sort of mix it up, because I kind of feel things balance out if you get a lot of good luck. So moving to another group at least just, changes it and gives you another option of, rather than being fixated on one of these heroes in this group, then moving to another one that you could try and target. So if you have fewer tickets, you definitely got to be more selective and picky in the ones that you want to go for. If you're being ultra conservative, then just go to the ones you don't have maxed heroes in, or the fewest, or just the more stable groups, such as, you know, Group 2, which is an average like solid crop, and then Group 1, which is also very good, just besides Wanderer. If you want to go like risk it for a bit more and just really target the heroes, definitely do that. I always risk it for the chocolate biscuit in cases when I kind of really want to develop a hero. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. It's just the nature of the game. And yeah, if you try it, great. If you don't, well, you're always going to have that what if. So I would recommend those who have fewer tickets. If you land good heroes, like good luck, then just build up or develop your pre-SX hero, because you've already got good development and that's guaranteed growth out of the top heroes, I would say, in pre-SX, which will be Captain Ivanov and Panther as a combat, or definitely for force tiling. Season 3, Anna and Tech Priestess, also not bad for Countdown for her troop recovery block for 2 turns. That actually plays well, and it's a nice counter to those healings. So I definitely say those 2 ladies, but Countdown is also not bad. And then Season 4 is Hummingbird and Caesar, definitely the most riskiest out of the 4 because of Commissar, Juggernaut, and whether you have Deus Ex or Venom, which are still decent upgrades, but definitely Hummingbird and Caesar, very good staying power in Season X. So yeah, that's it about season rewards. Hopefully you land the heroes that you want, and my little bits of insights to help you decide what groups you want to pull your tickets in. Again, if you only have a few tickets, then just spend it where you have your heroes or get that chance of a duplicate. Whereas if you have a little bit more tickets, then you can be a little bit more experimental or dipping into different groupings to land the best ones in each of them. But hopefully you're able to get the good luck. I'll see you in the next video, Team KBA. But until then, keep being awesome. Peace.